The bells are ringing in South Bend. The 2022 Red Kettle Fundraising Campaign has begun, and Captain John Ganter from the Salvation Army is joining us. Thanks so much for being here on Hometown Living.
It's my pleasure. It's my first time, so
there we go. We're so glad you're joining us. 'Tis the season. The bells are ringing.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have seen the red kettles before. They're kind of hard to miss.
Hard to miss.
During the season, but I think because sometimes we pass them so often, we really forget what it's going towards. What are some of the causes that it's being supported by?
Right. So every year you'll see the kettles out there, the bells are ringing. So two signs of the seasons are the bells and the snow right already. And but these are to help your neighbors in the community throughout the entire year. We have an amazing Kroc Center here in South Bend, but this money actually goes to the traditional Salvation Army services. Food assistance, utility assistance, but really just helping your neighbors if they have a tough time with gas prices and inflation at this time of year. But we're really just looking to ask people to come alongside us.
I mean, you mentioned some of those stressors that we're all experiencing with inflation, costs rising. So why is it so important now more than ever when you're passing by one of these red kettles to make that donation? What are some of the needs that you're seeing right here in our own community?
Well, we started seeing it earlier this year, the increase for food assistance. And we usually do emergency food assistance and utilities, but with gas prices, even if you're working, if you have a fixed income, you might not be able to make enough with paying for that gas to put all the food on the table. So we try to help people along those areas with things and with utilities and different things that are stressors. And then of course, during the holidays, we're helping people with Christmas meals, Thanksgiving meals, and of course our Christmas toy program for families in your community.
So of course, when you're seeing one of these red kettles, it's really a great opportunity to get some of the loose change, especially. But you know, John, if you're like me, I don't really carry a whole lot of loose change. It's quite heavy. So what are some ways, that when you're passing by a red kettle and you're reminded of the need? I think at least you can use the kettle as a reminding opportunity. What are ways and how can you donate, be a part if you're going, I don't have loose change today, but I'm reminded there's a need in our area and I might have some extra funds to be able to help out?
Sure, and that's our secret weapon, is people helping the Salvation Army to help others in their community. But you can go to mykroc.org and you can register to ring the bell for as little as 2 hours, and family, friends, whatever. You can donate there with a virtual kettle. We're starting to get into the virtual age. And you can also go by the Kroc Center and drop off your donation right there at the Kroc Center to help us. So we're trying to make it really accessible. And everyone should know that those funds that are raised for that stay in the communities you're in. So even if you're not in South Bend, if you're in Elkhart or some of the other communities, the Salvation Army is doing those same things, and that money is serving your neighbors really when they're in a time of need.
Well, you talked a little bit about the virtual kettle.
Yes.
How important are some of those gifts that reoccur throughout the year? I'm sure that this is a big surge really for a lot of nonprofits in our area during the holiday season, but food assistance is all year long, not just in the winter months.
Right, and a lot of people don't realize the money the Salvation Army collects through the Red Kettle program and the whole season is used throughout the entire year. And so that's the bulk of the fundraising for those traditional services. Again, the Kroc Center has its own funding. There's a lot of generous donors that set that up, but the monies that go into those red kettles are really to help neighbors in need, and that's throughout the entire year. So we're looking to meet our target and meet our goals in that area this year, and with the help of everyone out there, we can see that happen and make a Merry Christmas for everyone, really.
You had also mentioned the opportunity to ring the bell.
Yes.
So if someone is thinking, this might be a great opportunity for my family, get the little ones involved with giving back to the community, what are some of the benefits of giving your time for 2 hours and really making a difference? Why is that so important?
Well, it's huge, because if the kettle's not staffed, nobody puts money in it. And that little bell does a lot. And again, that little bell is just
the eye contact too, John. It's that as well.
It's the eye contact. I've done it many years. I've done it in Northern Illinois and freezing cold, but it's like working out. You don't really want to do it, but then when you do it, you feel so good helping others. And I heard this dozens of times. A parent would be walking up to a kettle with maybe a couple small kids, and they'd hand them $1 or some change. And the kid would say, well, what's this for? And it was a real instant story lesson right there of, this is to help other kids who may not have a Christmas. And some kids don't see that. They don't see people that don't have Christmases. Maybe they live in a more affluent area. This is a little reminder that there are others who are in need. And by putting that little bit of money in that kettle, I mean, it's been going on for a long time. The challenge now is, again, like you said, nobody has change, even for me, because I usually have Salvation Army logos on. When I go into a store, I have to make sure I have change in my vehicle so that I don't walk past, right?
Make sure you have change, but
Exactly.
also, as you said, and we both reiterated, that use it as a reminder. So even if you don't have change, use it as a reminder that there is a need in our community and you might be the one that's able to help. So for some more information, you can give them a call at 574-233-9471, or you can check out that website right there on your screen to be involved with the virtual kettle and maybe even set up a reoccurring gift throughout the year.